Some hazards begin with the smallest warning signs, while others arrive before anyone has time to prepare. Today, we'll see how nature reshapes the landscape and tests the limits of what humans build.
Cars flying! What the?
Whoa!
When the wind begins to rise, roofs face one of their toughest real-world tests of strength and structural connections. It seems this wind forgot to check in with the weather app and decided to arrive before any notification had time to appear. Has the state where you live ever experienced a debris flow this intense? Wind is like a mischievous child, and whenever it gets playful, rooftops somehow seem to become one of its favorite toys.
Meu Deus! Meu Deus! Gente, isso é furacão! Meu Deus! Furacão! Meu Deus! Tá pegando fogo! Tá pegando fogo!
Oh my God, the distance between safety and danger that day seemed to come down to just a single inch. If you were in this situation, how would you react? Your destination will still be there if you're a few seconds late. Don't let rushing write a completely different ending to the journey. It seems the brakes finally got tired of sending gentle reminders. The windshield is essentially the vehicle's eyes, but today, an unexpected visitor decided to come knocking in the worst possible way. An intersection isn't the place to test your reflexes. Easing off the gas early is far better than receiving a surprise driving exam. This is a clear demonstration of the role load-bearing walls play and why they remain such an important part of a building structure. When Mother Nature is blowing off steam, staying inside a sturdy shelter is always safer than stepping outside to watch. It seems the wind had a reservation, and when it couldn't find an entrance, it simply created a brand new check-in door of its own. Wind loves offering free transportation to anything left outside, so secure loose objects before their unexpected trip begins. Standing before the overwhelming power of nature is when we truly realize just how small humans can be. A storm is like a guest who knows exactly how to upset Mother Ocean, turning calm water into a stage filled with powerful waves. Staying away from windows in situations like this is one of the simplest and most important ways to protect yourself. Signs, awnings, and lightweight structures can break loose in strong gusts, so never seek shelter beneath them during severe weather. Are you joining today's journey under the daylight, or are you watching after the sun has gone down? It seems even the Grim Reaper had to admit defeat against these breaks this time. Have you ever encountered a situation like this during one of your trips? If you can't see the truck's mirrors, there's a good chance the driver can't see you either, so move out of the blind spot as soon as possible. Confusing the accelerator with the brake remains one of the most dangerous driving mistakes because the consequences can unfold within seconds. A trailer is only as safe as its load tires, hitch, and lights. One weak point can quickly create a much bigger problem on the road. Keep your attention beside you whenever you're behind the wheel because your eyes and awareness remain two of your most reliable driving assistants. Fortunately, the man made it through just seconds before Mother Nature decided to reclaim that piece of ground. The sky may be clear again, but on waterlogged mountain slopes, the final chapter of the storm may not be over yet. Just one shake from the earth can be enough to bring down structures that once seemed solid and secure. No stage or special effects needed. A few dolphins beside the surfboards were enough to turn Byron Bay into an unforgettable scene. Like a high-speed train of the ocean, the dolphins surged together through the waves, bringing the California coastline vividly to life. Earthquakes have always seemed among the most unpredictable natural disasters because the ground can begin shaking with little or no warning. It seems local authorities may have overlooked trees at risk of falling during the rainy season until nature delivered a warning of its own. Winter isn't the only season that tests drivers. Even ordinary rain can become a demanding examiner of your skills behind the wheel. The most fortunate part of this entire situation is that the driver made it through safely. barrier is a boundary between safety and risk. Don't cross it and expect luck to be waiting for you on the other side. The powerful blast can come not only from the flames, but also from the extremely rapid pressure rise of hot gases inside a confined space. A major fire accompanied by powerful explosions affected a chemical products manufacturing facility in São Paulo State, Brazil.
Olha. Oh. Meu Deus.
If you had to choose your next vehicle, would you trust an EV, or would you still prefer a gasoline-powered car? If there were an award for today's most mysterious fall, this moment would definitely be nominated. The culprit barely even appears on camera. The parking brake is like your car's anchor. Before leaving the driver's seat, make sure it's set before gravity decides to take over. What's the weather like where you're watching today? Bright sunshine, heavy rain, or does it look like a thunderstorm is on the way? During a storm, a roof isn't always simply blown away. It can experience suction from above, while pressure pushes upward from inside.
Oh my God, I can't see anything. Oh my God, my mirror. Ah!
Strong winds are among Mother Nature's most efficient cleanup crews. The only problem is they never ask the homeowner for permission.
Riddled with rocks. Yo!
A few powerful gusts turned the patio into a giant chessboard, with Mother Nature moving every piece exactly where she wanted.
Oh! Oh, cayéndole!
It seems Mother Nature gave this inflatable house a free bouncing session today, no ticket required. When saturated ground loses stability, water carries mud and rocks downhill. The flow gathers even more material along the way, rapidly increasing its mass and impact. The man remained so calm that you'd almost think he'd been through situations like this countless times before. What impresses you more here, the wheels suddenly coming off or the number of people somehow riding on that vehicle? In any accident, the last thing to complain may hurt the longest, and this time it's probably the owner's wallet. A safe journey often begins the night before with enough sleep to keep you alert and focused once you're behind the wheel. Rays may appear gentle, but they're still wild animals. Observing from a respectful distance is always better than deliberately touching them. Swimming near one manta is already special, but seeing three together feels like a gift the ocean certainly doesn't hand out every day. Passing without enough room is like squeezing through a closing door. The harder you chase a few seconds, the less margin you leave for error. Even small dust devils can become hazardous, so watching them from a safe distance is always the smarter choice. A tornado swept through a small town south of Denver, Colorado on July 14th, tearing a roof away as it moved through the area. A wide tornado isn't necessarily stronger than a narrow one. The EF scale estimates wind intensity primarily from observed damage. Is Mother Nature building something at the foot of the mountain? Or does she just decide to unload an entire truckload of rocks at once? Today's journey into the natural world has begun. Tell us where you're watching from so we know you're ready to come along. A quick walk around takes only a few minutes, but it can save your wallet from paying overtime for damage that could have been spotted earlier. Do scenes like this feel especially satisfying to watch every time they appear on screen? Water doesn't need a raging flood to cause damage. It can quietly weaken the ground until an entire structure suddenly loses its support. I still don't understand why some drivers insist on crossing the center line when they know it can endanger both themselves and oncoming traffic. Panic as one passenger, we should always ask to leave before the journey even begins. Easing off the gas on wet roads is one of the simplest ways to reduce risk and keep the journey under control. When tires can't push water away fast enough, water pressure can separate them from the pavement, sharply reducing braking and steering control. On wet roads, danger doesn't always begin in a curve. Even a vehicle traveling straight can lose traction through hydroplaning. It seems Lady Luck just finished an unexpected overtime shift. After this rescue, her end-of-month bonus definitely deserves a raise. This is one of the clearest reminders of why passing when your view ahead is blocked is a risk that simply isn't worth taking. If Mother Nature owned a washing machine, a tornado would definitely be the most powerful spin cycle she could possibly select. It seems Mother Ocean didn't want her guests leaving without a gift, so she sent them home with a salty little kiss straight from the waves. Like an underwater special forces team, these dolphins take different positions and turn teamwork into a powerful advantage while hunting. Boaters on Sandusky Bay and Lake Erie had to move away from a massive waterspout on Tuesday, July 1st.
Oh, it broke up. Look at all that debris. Wow.
Once debris becomes airborne, it can turn into dangerous projectiles. That's when sturdy shelter matters far more than getting the perfect shot. The most spectacular footage doesn't have to be filmed from the closest distance. Sometimes a safe distance is exactly what makes the shot complete. Loose rocks like these should ideally be identified and addressed early before gravity gets to choose when they come down. Curiosity can act like a magnet, pulling us closer, while safety awareness is the brake we need to use at the right moment. The faster you travel, the less room you leave for reaction. Slowing down at the right moment helps keep control where it belongs in your hands. It seems Mother Nature scheduled a surprise reflex test, and the driver wasn't given even a second to study for it. Two seconds, one glance, and the right reaction were enough to turn a dangerous situation into a remarkably safe escape. It seems the driver of the white car skipped a few important pages in the handbook, especially the chapter called Look Before Crossing. Speed is great at getting you somewhere faster, but sometimes the destination it chooses isn't anywhere on your original map. Regularly checking your braking system is one of the best ways to protect both yourself and everyone sharing the road around you. If luck came with a spending limit, this person probably has swiped nearly the entire balance in just one brief moment. The mountain may look completely peaceful, but checking official warnings before the trip can sometimes reveal a very different story. Mother Nature seems to be telling these climbers it's time to head back because conditions here no longer look suitable for continuing the journey. Are humans gradually moving deeper into wildlife habitats, making encounters like this increasingly common? The mountainside decided to shed a few tons of weight today, but apparently forgot to notify everyone standing below. Once a mountainside begins showing warning signs of instability, turning around and leaving the area is often one of the smartest decisions you can make. Don't judge a mudflow only by how fast it appears to move. Even a seemingly slow flow can carry rocks and suddenly change direction. Have you ever been in a similar situation? If so, share your story and let's see who has the most unforgettable memory. Help your tire stay committed to the car with regular inspections before it suddenly decides it's time for them to go their separate ways. Every wet road is like a surprise exam where speed control and steering are two of the most important questions you'll have to answer. The ocean seems to be hosting a festival today, with hundreds of dolphins arriving as the most enthusiastic guests off Dana Point. If the ocean had its own stage, this might be the performance that makes everyone forget the camera and simply stop to admire the view. Winter doesn't just bring beautiful scenery, it also delivers a long list of challenges for anyone sitting behind the wheel. Old wooden floors should be replaced before they send their own expiration notice in the form of an unexpected fall. A polished floor may score points for appearance, but no guest wants to test how slippery it is with their own 2 feet. Do you agree that glass this transparent should have a decal or marking so people can recognize it before accidentally walking into it? If snoring woke you up in the middle of the night, would you reach for earplugs or choose the boy's much quicker solution?
Ya Allah. Ya Allah, Baba, Ya Allah.
Recently burned hillsides are especially vulnerable to debris flows during heavy rain because vegetation is gone and loose material can be easily swept downhill. This driver may have just earned a place on the leaderboard for some of the fastest reflexes we've seen.
मिलेगा मिलेगा दानमान मिलेगा तुम क्या है क्या होगा
The bridge once represented a reliable connection between two sides, but even it looks small when facing the overwhelming force of floodwater. If Mother Nature had an elite cleanup crew, strong winds would definitely be among her fastest and most productive employees. If luck keeps a work schedule, it definitely clocked in on time today, because nobody was standing there at the worst possible moment. The wind apparently took a rush delivery job today, but somehow forgot the most important step, asking the homeowner for permission first. The sky apparently refused to be ignored today, so it decided to speak in one of the most powerful languages nature has. Have you ever witnessed extreme weather like this in person? If a structure begins shaking, making unusual noises, or deforming in strong winds, move to a sturdier shelter instead of staying nearby to watch. On the afternoon of August, a magnitude 4.9 earthquake struck Gao County in Yibin, Sichuan province at a depth of about 3.7 miles. If Mother Nature had one child dedicated to causing chaos, wind would surely top the list with his talent for clearing everything in its path. It looks like the wind just offered every lightweight object a free trip. The only problem is that no one knows the final destination. The door to today's journey is open and unpredictable moments are waiting ahead. Are you ready to step inside? Nature's cleanup crew doesn't need trucks or brooms. One powerful gust of wind can be enough to completely change the appearance of an area.
Whoa!
When strong winds begin to rise, one of the toughest real-world tests of a structure's durability begins. Have you ever witnessed winds strong enough to lift an entire roof and carry it away like this? I would think the first thing to do when danger appears is get away as quickly as possible, not stay behind out of curiosity to see what happens. It seems the only obstacle standing in this dog's way is its own size. Some defendants don't need a lawyer. Just one innocent look in a gently wagging tail can be enough to make every accusation disappear. Do you have an adorable four-legged friend like this waiting for you at home? Once a mountainside begins showing signs of instability, the safest response is to leave the area quickly rather than stay and watch. Sometimes the smartest decision isn't to keep moving forward, but to know exactly when to stop and let the danger pass first.
哎呀，你开个多大的房子啊？去看。
介绍我还在这个，我就解决问题。
When saturated soil loses shear strength, gravity can turn an entire slope into a dense flow of mud that carries debris along its path. Perhaps the luckiest part of this situation isn't what happened to the vehicle, but that the driver remained safe through it all. Reinforcing your roof before storm season may be one of the cheapest investments you can make because repairing storm damage usually costs far more. It seems Lady Luck quietly changed these officers' schedule, helping them avoid an encounter that nobody would have wanted. The greater the pressure difference over a short distance, the faster air can accelerate, producing winds that may become extremely powerful. No airport or round-trip ticket required, the wind gave this roof an on-time departure, although the homeowner definitely never booked the flight. Are you the kind of viewer who prefers watching incredible moments like this on a big screen so you don't miss a single detail? The lighter an object is and the more surface area it exposes to the wind, the easier it can be carried away, turning seemingly harmless items into hazards during severe storms. When Mother Nature starts showing her strength, staying inside a sturdy shelter is always smarter than stepping outside to watch. Courage doesn't always mean moving toward danger. Sometimes knowing when to leave is the bravest and smartest decision you can make. Does the state where you live frequently experience severe thunderstorms like this? This guy may have just earned himself a spot in the Reflex Championships after that impressive reaction. In an unexpected situation, let the brake pedal stop the vehicle. Don't leave that job to whatever happens to be in front of you. It seems the driver's wallet isn't the only victim today. Somewhere nearby, another wallet probably starting to feel nervous too. Arriving a few seconds late won't change much, but carrying too much speed into a curve can completely change the rest of the journey. Saving a few seconds by speeding is never worth sacrificing. Braking distance, vehicle control, and safety on the road. I think gas cylinders with risks like these should be transported using more specialized vehicles to reduce danger throughout the journey. How long has it been since your vehicle had a routine inspection? Maybe today is a good time to check when the last one was. Tires don't have to lock completely to lose traction. Once braking or lateral forces exceed available friction, the vehicle can begin to slide. How would you rate this reaction on a scale from 1 to 10? It seems the Maldives sent out its own flying carpets today, gracefully gliding around the visitors, enjoying the water. It looks like his visa to the underwater world just got stamped, and today's immigration officer happens to be one extremely friendly SEAL. Oceanic manta rays can grow enormous with wingspans exceeding 20 feet, yet their diet consists mainly of some of the ocean's tiniest organisms. I wonder which countries our viewers are joining us from today. It looks like Mother Nature sent her most aggressive cleanup crew to this road, and the flood needed only seconds to finish the entire job. If flood water were looking for a place to accelerate this slope, would be perfect. The only problem is that nobody below wants to be waiting at the finish line. Flash floods leave little time to prepare. So if you notice water rising unusually fast, move to higher ground as quickly as possible. Could climate change be contributing to making some natural disasters more intense and unpredictable? It seems Mother Nature decided to add a little extra work to the insurance companies today with a performance nobody asked for. Behind every medical coat are not only knowledge and skill, but also a sense of responsibility that makes moments like this truly worthy of respect. Right now, everyone here probably wishes earthquakes came with an off switch, so the shaking could stop and everything could return to normal.
Lord!
Images like these show just how important earthquake-resistant building design can be for protecting people. In just a few seconds, a house once considered solid was forced to surrender to the overwhelming power of nature right before everyone's eyes. That day, the road seemed to give way to an unexpected visitor rushing down from above a landslide. No Hollywood effects are needed. One dramatic change in the sky is enough to turn the horizon into a stage that draws every eye upward. A bolt from the blue can strike more than 10 miles away from the main thunderstorm. So clear skies overhead don't necessarily mean you're safe. Oh my God, Lady Luck must have been moving at full speed to arrive just in time and stand on their side at that exact moment. Strong winds create pressure differences in uplift on a roof. When the connections can no longer withstand the load, the roof can be torn away from the house. Lady Luck must have checked her watch carefully today, because arriving just 1 second later could have sent this story in a completely different direction. In this situation, I think leaving the vehicle on the other side of the road would probably have been the smarter choice. Turn off the engine whenever you stop the vehicle so it doesn't create an unexpected situation that nobody wants to deal with. Regular maintenance is the best way to keep your vehicle from suddenly going on strike and leaving you with an expensive repair bill. If this man doesn't relearn the rules for crossing the road safely, Lady Luck may not be willing to smile on him a second time. Even death itself seemed to surrender to this braking system. A road may look peaceful after a landslide, but sometimes that's only the surface hiding a trap Mother Nature hasn't finished setting. Inertia is the passenger that never sleeps. The moment a driver loses focus, it's ready to step forward and demand control of the journey. Aviation is built on multiple layers of safety because just one unexpected incident can change the entire situation within seconds. A frozen lake can become a trap for deer. Their hooves work well on soil, snow, and natural terrain, but struggle to grip smooth ice. Sometimes the most beautiful thing humans leave behind in nature isn't a footprint, but a life given the chance to return to the wild.
बस बस बढ़िया
Who do you think was at fault in this situation? A strong structure is built not only from concrete and steel, but also from engineers calculating loads, structural behavior, and every safety limit. Steep roads are like surprise tests for heavy trucks, where the greater the weight, the more important every decision by the driver becomes. When one side of the landing gear becomes a pivot point, lift can create a large rolling moment and cause the helicopter to overturn during takeoff. If I were a police officer, this white car would definitely receive the highest possible ticket after what it just did on the road. Quick roll while if you're watching during the day, leave a 1. If your screen is glowing in the middle of the night, leave a 2. Have you ever confused the accelerator with the brake pedal? The vehicle may be ready to hit the road immediately, but spending a few minutes preparing before the trip is still cheaper than having it suddenly hand you a repair bill along the way. From now on, every intersection may become an unforgettable reminder for this man after what he just experienced. A car weighing thousands of pounds suddenly looks small when Hurricane Maria swept through Puerto Rico, making its weight seem almost meaningless. When powerful rotating winds appear, stay away from windows and seek sturdy shelter on a lower floor. A few minutes of preparation can make a major difference. Aerodynamic force increases roughly with the square of wind speed. If the wind speed doubles, the force can increase by about 4 times under the same conditions. Floodwater isn't the only danger. Trees and debris carried along with it increase the impact force and make the flow far more unpredictable. It seems the lease on this land just expired, and Mother Nature sent the flood herself to reclaim the property. In just a few moments, nature completely redesigned the mountainside, sending tons of earth and rock downhill. A waterlogged soil can lose its bearing strength and erode beneath a foundation. Once the ground becomes unstable, an entire house can collapse. It seems this store offered an unexpected extra class today, with Mother Nature as the instructor and sinkholes as the main subject. Experience behind the wheel is not only about controlling the vehicle, but also about recognizing the most reasonable choice at exactly the right moment. Do you usually make a point of staying away from animals this large whenever you see them? Demolitions are most impressive when the structure falls exactly according to a carefully calculated plan. Let warning lights and crossing gates be your final layer of protection against the massive machine approaching on the tracks. Our eyes do more than help us admire beautiful scenery. They are also essential tools for spotting unpredictable dangers ahead. Sometimes the line between an ordinary journey and an unforgettable memory is only a few inches, and this driver came very close to that line. The ocean can also be unbelievably gentle at times, opening its arms and allowing people to become part of the sea. It seems Mother Ocean sent one of her largest residents today to serve as a private tour guide for this diver. Children may forget many gifts as they grow older, but seeing a whale in the wild like this will probably stay in their memories for a very long time.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Ah! Oh! Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my God! Oh my God! When it blowholes, it makes a rainbow. Yeah, I saw that.
Mother Nature has many ways of testing structures built by humans, and tornadoes are certainly among the harshest tests. It seems Mother Nature wanted to redesign the landscape of St. Petersburg today, and instead of calling a landscaping crew, she decided to begin with a storm herself. If Mother Nature owned a high-speed washing machine, a tornado would definitely be the strongest spin cycle that nobody would want to experience. Skier at Snow Basin Resort in Utah struggled to move across the slopes as strong winds blew through on December 31st. Each hailstone fell like a baseball dropped from the sky, turning the thunderstorm into a performance nobody wanted to watch from outside. Large hailstones grow through multiple layers of ice inside thunderclouds. When the updraft can no longer keep them suspended, they begin falling to the ground.
I have to record this for you.
When the sky starts throwing chunks of ice toward the ground, let the roof be your shield and keep yourself away from windows. Ash and rocks colliding violently inside an eruption column can separate electrical charges. And when the electric field becomes strong enough, lightning can flash through the ash cloud. A farmer in Paragould, Arkansas, came very close to a lightning strike during stormy weather. Early Wednesday morning, June 14th. Staying away from open areas and tall trees during thunderstorms is one of the key rules for reducing the risk of lightning strikes. Have you ever witnessed a tornado in real life or have scenes? This intense only appeared on your screen so far. Don't wait until you can see a tornado before taking action. When an official warning is issued, seek sturdy shelter as quickly as possible. Wind shear creates rotation while rising air tilts and stretches the rotating area. When it reaches the ground, a tornado can form. This is exactly why pilots undergo rigorous training before they're trusted with the responsibility of operating a real flight.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
The accelerator can deliver excitement quickly, but unfortunately it doesn't come with extra reaction time when trouble suddenly appears. The driver of this car seems to have treated the rules of crossing traffic as optional reading rather than principles that actually need to be followed. This rescue crew may need some additional training, so the next mission doesn't come with another unexpected incident of its own. Fine coal dust has a large surface area exposed to oxygen. When suspended in air and ignited, it can burn rapidly enough to cause an explosion. Nobody expected today's chain reaction crash to begin with something as simple as a tire that apparently wasn't inspected in time. Panic took the driver's seat today, and within seconds it proved exactly why this particular passenger should never be allowed behind the wheel. Off the coast of California that day, the ocean seemed to open its own stage as dozens of killer whales appeared together in an unforgettable scene. It seems the ocean just opened a free buffet, while the salmon definitely don't want to wait in line to be served. Has anyone watching ever experienced a situation like this in real life? If you don't want your car planning an adventure of its own, make sure the parking brake is firmly set before you step away. Mother Nature became the examiner today, while the driver received a surprise reflex test with absolutely no time to prepare. After everything that just happened, the outcome that matters most is that everyone made it through safely. Never begin a pass unless you can clearly see where you'll finish it. Visibility and sufficient space should always come before the accelerator. Near volcanoes, hot surfaces, abundant ash and dust, and complex terrain can create favorable conditions for dust vortices like this. Don't let the size of a dust devil fool you. Sand, small rocks, and debris lifted into the air can move quickly and become dangerous to anyone nearby. When objects start flying through the streets, it's no longer time to stand and watch the storm.
Look at this tree going.
It's
Where
a
is it
clear
going? Oh my
signal to
God.
find sturdy shelter.
Jesus, there go a chair. There go another chair. KK, come check this out.
No, let them be in there.
It seems Mother Nature just tore a page from Britain's giant geology book, and the entire cliff was the page that fell away.
Here it comes, watch this.
It seems the ground wanted to test how firmly Philippine history had been built that day, and the test lasted only a few seconds but left clear marks behind. When the ground begins to move, that is when people realize just how small they are before the overwhelming power of nature. Today's flood decided to take over the restaurant cleanup, but instead of arranging the tables and chairs neatly, it chose to carry everything somewhere else.
Cuidado, cuidado. Absolutely for kids.
2011 may be far behind us, but the images of the ocean rushing through the streets of Japan remain a chapter of memory that time can hardly erase. It seems the Iowa flood just ordered a door-to-door delivery service, and this portable toilet became the first passenger to receive a completely free ride. Fortunately, the danger missed the motorcyclist by only the narrowest of margins. Never driving after consuming alcohol remains one of the most important rules for protecting yourself and everyone else sharing the road. An incident may unfold in only a few seconds, but the conditions that caused it may have been developing quietly for a very long time. A bridge shakes violently during a 6.9 magnitude earthquake, forcing motorcyclists to abandon their bikes and seek safety, a clear lesson in earthquake response. An earthquake sends a shop into chaos as shelves collapse and goods fly everywhere, a harrowing moment revealing both nature's power and life's fragility. It seems Kenya just opened the world's cutest train route with the lioness as the engine and her little passengers riding without tickets. A calf's running and jumping isn't just play, it also helps develop muscles balance and motor coordination. The river continually erodes the base of the bank. Once the soil above loses support and sheer strength, an entire section can suddenly collapse.
Well, here it goes. Look at that, look. Bloody hell.
This must have been one of Mother Nature's most impressive performances, staged especially for this man that day.
Bloody hell.
Earth continuously reshapes mountains over millions of years, and landslides are one natural part of that ongoing process.
Here it comes, watch this.
You can't control an earthquake, but you can control your response. Preparing beforehand can make those critical seconds far less chaotic.
There's my truck down there.
Mountain slopes act like enormous slides where rainwater gains momentum from gravity before rushing toward lower ground.
It
This
looks
is
like a
insane.
big boulder is wedged against. Look at our propane tank, is it?
There's nothing we can do right now. Oh my god. Propane tank's busted.
Could climate change be making floods harder to predict, both in their intensity and in when they occur? Lady Luck apparently stepped onto the golf course at exactly the right moment, pulling this man away from a situation nobody could have predicted.
Oh, he's got this one. He's lucky.
It seems the runway received an unexpected touch from exactly the wrong place, reminding us how much precision every landing demands.
Easy, 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 easy! Oh my god! Chili! Oh my flipping.
Visitors came to the beach for the waves, but today's entertainment package unexpectedly included a hovercraft that wasn't on the schedule. Just a few degrees of tilt turned an ordinary workday into a tense moment, with gravity suddenly claiming the leading role. A truck can become stuck even after the tractor and trailer wheels cross the rails, because the trailer's middle section may be resting on the highest point. Natural disasters reveal the immense power of nature, but rescues like this reveal something equally powerful, the best side of humanity. Tropical storm Isaiah swept along the U.S. East Coast on August 4th, bringing tornadoes, dangerous winds, heavy rain, and widespread power outages. Strong winds from Hurricane Rafael knocked down stadium light towers at a baseball field in Cuba on Wednesday, November 6th. It seems Mother Nature decided to redesign the landscape around Greenville, and that day's thunderstorm was the tool she chose for the job. When the sky decides to put on a powerful concert, the safest VIP seats are definitely inside a sturdy building. A storm over Alto, Texas produced golf ball-sized hail on the evening of April 6th. This will surely become an experience that everyone there that day will talk about and remember for many years to come. If the ocean had its own performers, dolphins would definitely be among the biggest stars. A major explosion at a chemical plant in Tongling, Anhui Province, China, on February 8th produced a massive fireball. In the country where you live, what rules or restrictions are people required to follow when using fireworks? Structural deterioration doesn't always provide an obvious warning. Regular roof inspections can help identify potential problems before it's too late. On October 9, a high-speed train struck a tractor trailer that was stopped on the tracks outside Pendleton, Indiana. When was the last time your vehicle received a complete inspection? If you have to think about it for too long, you may already have your answer. A train derails when its wheels can no longer remain properly guided by the rails and leave their normal operating position. The man was incredibly fortunate because just 1 second later could have sent this situation in a completely different direction. This driver might want to sharpen those driving skills before challenging another corner this tight. The phone can wait a few more minutes. While you're moving, your eyes belong on the road and whatever is happening ahead. It seems the elevator didn't approve of this young couple's romance that day and decided to express its opinion in a rather unusual way.
Охуеть. Ноги сломали.
Много весело.
Ты вся в этой зале, ты вся гонка, снимай трекер.
Unsecured outdoor objects can become dangerous in strong winds. Preparing before the storm is always better than repairing the damage afterward. When wind and water join forces, streets can become giant conveyor belts, while trash cans turn into unwilling passengers. It's not the rubber tires. The car's metal body helps conduct lightning around the passenger compartment, creating an effect similar to a Faraday cage. It seems Mother Nature hadn't cleared Falcon Heavy for departure that day, and a lightning strike delivered a pretty convincing delay notice. Some lightning can reach many miles beyond the limit of thunderstorm, so even standing under clear skies nearby doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. Severe weather produced multiple tornadoes across central Oklahoma on Sunday afternoon, May 19th. It seems Mother Nature was simply reclaiming what she once loaned to humanity and doing it in a way that left absolutely no room for negotiation.
Oh my God.
Have you ever witnessed a tornado this intimidating in person? Or is seeing one through a screen already impressive enough? Do you have an adorable four-legged friend like this at home? This Doberman just got promoted from security guard to head of housekeeping, and the new employee clearly takes the job very seriously. Parrots use their beaks almost like hands. Prying and pulling objects helps them explore how things work and learn about their surroundings. During winter, how often do you clear snow from your roof to prevent too much weight from building up? Some failures happen within seconds, even though the conditions that caused them may have been developing quietly for days.
Нет, подожди, полиция же здесь.
Полиция.
Из этой машины еще «Жигули». Белая семерка.
Let your eyes become your most reliable radar, helping you spot danger before it ever gets the chance to reach you. It seems the exhaust system submitted a pretty clear retirement notice. The owner just needed to read it before it officially quit. Skill helps you do the job well, but concentration is what ensures those skills are used at exactly the right time and place. Kids have a talent for discovering features manufacturers never imagined. Unfortunately, this treadmill became today's experimental equipment. It seems Mother Nature took over trash collection in Las Vegas today. The only problem is she doesn't seem to care where the pickup point is. Blizzards bring more than heavy snow. Strong winds and severely reduced visibility can quickly turn a familiar drive into a serious challenge. When the outdoors feels like one enormous freezer, even 2 winter coats can struggle to compete with the comfort of a warm room. Are humans moving deeper into wildlife habitats, making encounters like this increasingly common?
It went through the window in the auditorium. Oh my goodness. Yes!
The factory gained an unexpected quality inspector today. The only problem is this specialist prefers taste testing over writing reports. A black bear isn't an oversized dog wandering through the neighborhood. The line between curiosity and danger can disappear faster than you think. Black bears aren't just skilled climbers and swimmers. Their strong memory and remarkable sense of smell help them relocate familiar food sources. An e-scooter speeds in and a woman is suddenly in danger, but a security guard reacts in time, creating a heart-stopping moment with a truly human outcome. What looked like a terrifying accident ended in relief. The worker's lightning-fast reflexes saved her, leaving everyone watching in awe. A crane operator loses grip and a massive boulder rolls downhill, movie-level suspense. Thankfully, the area is clear and no one is hurt in the dramatic slip. A car rockets in, out of control. An officer dodges so fast it feels like a real-life action scene. The sunrise paints the deer in golden brushstrokes, while nature in Hillsborough that morning seems to be the artist behind the entire scene. The ocean just upgraded every passenger's ticket, turning an ordinary ferry ride into VIP seating for a dolphin show at sea. A heart-stopping yet lucky moment, a massive sign fell at a gas station but caused no fire or explosion. Clearly, nature has quite a dramatic sense of humor. The motorcycle bolts off like a wild horse when the farmer loses control, a gentle reminder to check brakes and throttle. Slightly funny, it runs as if it has a mind of its own. When heat, fire, and rotating airflow come together, nature can create a spectacular scene, but this is definitely a performance that should be watched from very far away. A tornado may have swept through Lynchburg, Virginia on Sunday, April 15, damaging homes, businesses, and property. Securing lightweight items around the yard before storm season is a simple step that can help keep your home and the people around it safer. Like a giant drills twisting down from the sky toward the ground, the tornado creates a scene powerful enough to make viewers feel the force of nature.
We're in it.
Regularly checking tire pressure, tire condition, and vehicle load not only protects the vehicle, but also helps reduce risk for everyone nearby. Staying focused at work is always one of the most important forms of protective equipment because many hazards need only a few seconds of inattention to appear. How hot do you think it would have to get for a concrete road surface to burst apart like this? A small crack today can become a major repair bill tomorrow. Regular inspections are always cheaper than waiting for the structure to announce the problem itself. The Namfangao Bridge in Shuao Township, Yilan County, Northern Taiwan collapsed on October 1st and the cause was still under investigation. This will surely become valuable material for engineers, helping them better understand the factors that need to be calculated and controlled in construction. Jet blast is a high-speed stream of air forced backward. At close range, it can knock people down and send many objects flying. It seems the new runway just entered its first major test with a Qantas aircraft serving as the examiner weighing hundreds of thousands of pounds. It seems someone carefully calculated the length of the journey, but forgot one more important calculation: whether the aircraft could actually fit beneath the bridge. Large ships cannot stop as quickly as cars, so staying out of their path is always smarter than expecting them to avoid you.
快啲打電話110啦！
我唔打。
啊，成日冇晒。
Gravity doesn't need to say anything. It simply waits patiently for the center of gravity to move beyond the safe position, then delivers its score with a loss of balance.
It's right here underwater. Oh, it's right under us.
Glowing seas are often caused by bioluminescent plankton, responding to movement in the water, turning each wave into a streak of blue light.
My God.
Like shimmering jewels of the ocean, the school of mackerel moves together, bringing the surface to life in a mesmerizing display. If your vehicle becomes stuck on railroad tracks, leave it and get out of the danger zone immediately. Don't let property waste the precious seconds you need to escape. Does this image remind you of a similar moment you've witnessed in real life? Securing cargo properly on your vehicle also helps protect everyone sharing the road with you. Every curve is like a physics test, and if you carry too much speed into the exam room, inertia becomes the examiner that never gives easy marks. On July 15, Barrie, Ontario suffered significant damage amid severe weather warnings about the possibility of tornadoes in the area. Some days the sea turns violent, as though it wants to unleash all of its anger on everything along the coastline.
Shit! Look! Oh! Wow! Tell me you got that! Yeah, I did! Oh, fuck! I face down. Man, son of a bitch!
Do tornadoes occur often where you live? A snowstorm swept through the city of Kitchener in southern Ontario, Canada on Wednesday, March 20th, making visibility difficult. Sometimes the weight of just one person is enough to break a weak snow layer, allowing cracks to spread and trigger an entire slab of snow on the slope. A weather forecast is like a map that travels ahead of the storm, helping you know when to continue your journey and when to leave the vehicle at home. When driving at night, how often do you use your high beams? Only on dark roads with no traffic or almost whenever visibility becomes limited.
22 status. Go for it.
Lady Luck didn't pull him away from danger today. She simply placed a barrier in the right spot and let his legs handle the rest. This must have been the gift God gave the driver right in the middle of that dangerous situation. Sometimes what prevents a collision isn't complicated technology, but simply a sign with the right information in the right place early enough for the driver to react. It seems inertia decided to step out of the textbook and teach the lesson in person today, while these people became unwilling front row students. Alertness is like a companion sitting beside the driver. When that companion leaves, reflexes and judgment begin to slow down as well.
When was your last trip?
Don't let your cargo choose its own destination during the trip. Securing the load properly before the wheels start moving also helps protect every vehicle around you. If you were the driver in that moment, how would you handle the situation?
I got tore up right there. I got tore up, man.
Some customers walk in to buy something, while this visitor entered carrying an entire repair bill the store owner definitely never wanted.
This is when I get home. My God.
These four-legged friends are sure to give your day a boost of energy with nothing more than their cheerful and playful behavior.
This is their absolute favorite game. Oh my God. I don't know who's crazier, us or them.
No mask or getaway, vehicle needed. The four-legged thief only needed one fish and a few seconds to complete the heist and disappear from the scene. If the ocean had limited editions, this white pygmy killer whale would surely belong on the list of the rarest versions Mother Nature has ever created. Have you ever witnessed a special friendship between two completely different animal species? A small decal placed at eye level can make a glass door much easier to notice. It seems the door had been submitting its resignation through squeaks for days, but nobody approved it, so today it decided to quit on its own. This firefighting crew doesn't need extinguishers or hoses, just a large patch of grass and a few stomachs, always ready to work. This moment shows that humans and nature are at their best when curiosity gives way to compassion in the desire to protect life. It seems the ocean opened a movie theater beneath the oil rig, with sharks taking the starring roles without a single ticket being sold. Most people play pool horizontally, but this girl decided to raise the difficulty by opening an extra table on the ceiling.
Сетку, смотри, смотри, что заебал. Смотри, смотри, смотрит, ебать. О, бля!
When running to escape bad weather, don't let the rush make you forget that the floor may be slippery. Reaching shelter safely still requires steady steps. Do you regularly spread salt on your porch during winter? Or do you only remember after your first close call on the ice? It seems the hardest part of today's job wasn't getting up to the ceiling, but convincing gravity to give him enough time to find a way back down. Safety begins before the wheels start moving, and cargo all need to be checked because anything sticking out from a vehicle can endanger others. Colorado has a rather unusual traffic jam today. No horns, no brake lights, just a whole line of four-legged vehicles powered entirely by grass. The peaceful surface suddenly opens like a stage curtain, and a guest weighing several tons makes an entrance that catches everyone completely by surprise. You may not know this when lightning strikes sand or silica. Rich soil, the extreme heat can sometimes create glass-like structures called fulgurites. I wonder what device you're using to enjoy this incredible lightning show.
哎呦我去！哎呦我去！这是啥呀？这是啥呀？哎呦我操！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！
If nature ever started a weight loss plan, landslides would probably be the fastest way for mountainsides to shed a little extra weight. The danger is that large rocks can be supported and transported by the dense mud-water mixture, creating tremendous impact forces. Mother Nature always finds a way to remind us that no matter how much humans build, she still holds the final say. If good luck could take a physical form, that cat would surely be one of the clearest examples of it. If the driving test included an advanced practical section, this driver may have just convinced the examiner to add a few bonus points. Golden retrievers are especially good at learning cues and cooperating with people, allowing them to remember and perform many different tasks. Bears have excellent memories. Once they discover food in a trash can, they may remember the location and return to search there again. It seems Mother Nature decided to close the road herself today, and instead of putting up a barrier, she used an entire mountainside to deliver the message. A powerful magnitude 6.2 earthquake struck southwestern Guatemala on February 16th, shaking the entire town. With large ships judging distance, speed and approach direction must come before action. Inertia doesn't allow them to brake suddenly like a car. The barge must have complained many times before finally deciding to quit after being forced to carry a load beyond its capacity. Gravity just ordered this pizza, but the worker canceled the delivery halfway down before it could reach the floor. The ground can hold a tree firmly for decades, but time, rain, wind, and erosion can gradually loosen that grip. Mother Earth has been continuously reshaping herself for millions of years, and landslides are one part of that ongoing process. Which do you find most frightening? Earthquakes, landslides, or flash floods? What country are our viewers watching from today? It's unclear what Mother Nature is building, but the way she's dumping materials down this mountainside is something no engineer would want to stand near. In a debris flow, particle sorting during movement can push larger material upward and toward the front, making the leading edge resemble a moving wall of rocks. The flood doesn't seem to care how heavy the vehicle is. Once the water takes control, it decides where the car is going next. It seems even the driver's license would rather stay quiet today because that maneuver has everyone questioning it. If Earth had a visible breathing rhythm, perhaps it would look like this, the ground moving as though slowly inhaling and exhaling. Residents in Yogyakarta felt shaking from a magnitude 6.5 earthquake off the southern coast of Java near Karanganyar on December 15. Through the gray clouds covering Gatwick, the aircraft suddenly emerged like a cinematic entrance prepared by the sky itself. ferry doesn't have brakes like a car. Its enormous mass and momentum means slowing down must begin well before reaching the dock. Some thieves can be arrested, but with a criminal this adorable, the homeowner may have no choice but to laugh and admit defeat. Goats can learn how to solve tasks and remember the solution, months later demonstrating an impressive capacity for learning and memory.
I know you're gonna do it. I know, I can see it. I'm not.
Who needs to hire security when you've already got an employee working 24/7 asking for no salary and accepting overtime pay and snacks? A car risked crossing the road just seconds before it collapsed from erosion, a heart-stopping moment that took everyone's breath away. A tense moment unfolded at a marina as a vessel was engulfed in flames, with Miami-Dade firefighters quickly bringing the fire under control.
Get out! La verga, güey.
A chilling moment as a truck became stuck on the tracks, a train rushing closer while everyone held their breath. Every year, Mother Nature rolls out a giant red carpet across Christmas Island, except every piece of this carpet is crawling toward the ocean. When the aurora lights up the Alaskan sky, it's easy to understand why people once viewed those glowing ribbons as blessings from above. It seems the ocean just raised the curtain, allowing thousands of silver dancers to appear and perform for one incredibly lucky visitor. Nature can create extraordinary beauty, but it can also change everything in an instant. What matters most is respecting its power and staying prepared for the unexpected.